What's going on, my fellow fuzzbutts? Zabu the Sergal here, and I'm coming with the very first episode of the ZabuDrawz series, I guess you could say. If you don't know what that is, then I'll have the link down there in the doobly below to the original video where I was, explaining what was going on. But yeah, I got the information on the screen right here, just how to do the thing. And I'm starting off with DeCarlo because, I'm just going through the tweets or whatever and grabbing the characters that, I personally like. But this wasn't so much about what I like versus what I didn't like. He's just been a long time fan of the channel, and I saw that he still to this day has a hand-drawn art piece, and he said that that's the only piece that he has. So I'm like, to hell with it. Let's start with this guy. And I don't draw felines very often. So, I mean, this goes without saying for any animal that you'll draw, make sure that you're referencing the animals that you're drawing. Because what I see a lot of whenever people are, doing digital art, especially in the furry fandom, is they'll take, starting out anyway. I mean, even if you're a seasoned artist, I still recommend it. Like, look at the pictures of the animals you're trying to draw. Because oftentimes people will look at, what the ref sheet looks like, and then they'll draw the commission or the art piece based on what the character looks like in the ref. Whether or not they're, anatomically correct to the exact animal, unless it's a fantasy species that they made up. But typically, most characters in the furry fandom are going to be based on some kind of animal. And so, to make sure that you get all of those features right, make sure that you reference the animals that you're trying to draw. Hell, reference everything. Reference the animals, the body type, all that. Just reference. Don't just have the ref sheet as the only reference. Because the word ref is short for reference. So yeah, take that same concept with the ref sheet and just find references, as many as you need to get that picture going. Oh, I got an itch. And especially whenever I see a lot of, felines being drawn, like all of them are drawn basically like house cats. And yes, they're all cats technically, but looking at like all the different, species, like whether it's a lion, a leopard, a house cat, or, different kinds of house cats, you got sphinxes, Maine Coons, just all that stuff. But when it comes to an artist drawing the animal, 9 times out of 10, it just looks like the standard old cat. Like they don't capture the features of those, different types of cats. Which is why I'm going to drill it into your head as many times as I need to use references. Because like, for example, back when I would draw Milkshake whenever she had first got that character, I was just, drawing it based on what the ref sheet looked like. And now I'll actually look at real pictures of cows to kind of get the actual, the details and stuff, because it ends up looking better in the long run. Because the more references you use, the more accurate to, I guess, realisticness. Well, whatever. I mean, yeah, and stuff. Y'all know I don't script these videos. I just kind of go with the flow. But that's my preferred style, because scripts seem kind of empty to me. It looks like when people are recording with scripts, you can tell that they're reading instead of just talking. Because, the inflection and the dialect is different than if you were to just, talk. So, yeah. Now, I actually like the way that I've been doing, coloring hair nowadays. Hell, just drawing and coloring hair. Because I still do 3 layers to my detailing. I have the flat layer, the shadows, and then the highlights. But sometimes I'll kind of go in with an airbrush and just kind of airbrush here and there just to kind of add a little bit of pizzazz to it. But yeah, coloring and highlighting, that is by far my favorite part of any art piece. And I noticed that lions have very round faces. Like they're of course a little elongated just because they have a snout, but as far as cats go, like their features are a little more rounded on the face. Yeah, them round face boys. I know certain parts of these, whenever I'm watching my speed paints back and I'm looking at what I'm doing, sometimes it looks like I'm not doing anything because I'm like, I can't tell what I was doing at that point in time. But it could have been I was just blending something or trying to pick a color. Even though I think that, you know, with the way that app, Ibis Paint, with the way that it records your speed paints, it only records while you're actively drawing. So of course, if you stop and you're just looking at something, or if you're zooming in, zooming out, you know, you trail off and go get something else, it's not gonna, you know, sit there and record all that stuff. It's just gonna record your keystrokes, which is good because it would just be wasting data all the time, and you'd have like 10-hour videos, even though 4 or 5 of those hours is literally just you sitting there or just doing God knows what. I mean, I like that app. I know a lot of people, they're like, oh, it's frowned upon, it's cheap, you can do better than that. And I'm like, but if it works and I like it, I'ma use it. It's not like I have to use, you know, Photoshop or whatever the tip top, so this is the program that you should be using. Like, if it works for you and you like it, then hey, go for it. If it's got all the tools and the bells and whistles that you need to succeed, use that app. You don't have to use Photoshop or Paint Tool Side, whatever. Use whatever app you want to use because they all have their similarities and they all have their differences. And as far as, you know, just getting off the ground or just wanting to draw something, you can literally use, right, Fire Alpaca. I edit a lot of my stuff in GIMP still to this day. Why? Because it's free and it works for me. But yeah, like I said, definitely follow the information down in the dibbly below or on the screen right here. I'm gonna have it, you know, over there somewhere. That way you can get in on this, because I'm just looking to see, you know, who has characters that I like, and hey, you could get some free art out of it. I already have like 4 or 5 of them that I have saved, and I'm gonna plan on doing those. So yeah, use the hashtag, post your art, and then do the thing, and then we'll see if I do the thing, and then things gonna be done, and then we gonna do things when things get done. Bada bip, bada boop, bada bippity boop. There he is. Handsome boy.